Welcome to All Abilities Network Podcast. Now, here is your host, bilingual certified life coach, advocate, and the founder of All Abilities Network, Alvaro.
Hi and welcome to All Abilities Network Podcast. My name is Alvaro and I'm very happy to be with you today. All right, so thank you to all people listening from the United States. We have listeners in Europe, in Canada, in Australia, in Africa, in Latin America. This interview, I have been trying to think hard. I believe our guest might be number one or number two from Portugal, since we have been doing this show not this show, but doing interviews for 15 years, might be first or number two. I'm not quite sure, to be very honest with you. But it's a great pleasure to welcome Hugo, who is a psychologist from Portugal. He's blind and he's going to tell us about it. Thank you, Hugo, for being with us today.
Thank you, Alvaro, for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here with you and share my experience.
Hugo, when did you lose your sight?
It's about making 5 years. The April 18th, it's the exact day that I wake up total blind. It was a small speed progress. I'm not sure if it was due to the COVID vaccine. No one ever told me totally yes. No one ever told me totally not. But it was in a few days of the first shot that the first symptoms came real. And although I have my ophthalmologist helping me and give me some treatments, but it wasn't enough. So April 18, 2021, it was the first day of, like I usually say, no lights.
So, if I understand correctly, okay, so you lose your sight completely, but you had before that, your sight was all right?
No, no. I will make a short brief because it's since I was born. I was born with congenital cataracts with bilateral lenses removals. That gives me from my eighth month of life, my first surgery. And that's at the age of 6, I get the fourth surgery. And in that whole process, I became with almost between 12-15% accuracy of seeing. It wasn't easy, but I tried to have a normal life, although this impairment. I went to the school. All I needed was, although even when my followers, my colleagues, sorry, had the usual books, my books were in size paper, as we say here, A3. It's almost 2 pages in one. That double sizes the letters, so
Right.
I could read. I could do my regular school. I didn't went to a special school. Uh, I know it was a big option of my parents. They were always there for me, as they still are, um, and that gave me through all the school, the elementary school, next until I get to university. And in the process, I have some difficulties. I'm not gonna hide that. But with work and resilience, sometimes it wasn't easy because we know how kids are. I was a bullying victim because of my seeing problem.
Welcome to the club, Hugo.
One
Welcome to the
more.
club.
Yeah,
Yes.
I understand that,
Yes.
but because I had what I had, but I was one of the better students in class, and I don't know if that gave some people a strange mood, or they didn't know how can it do it. I don't know. I still prefer not knowing it because it's gone, it's gone. But at those times, it wasn't easier. But now I have to deal with some young people that are bullying victims in other circumstances. We know how society is. I think sometimes, even in Portugal, in your country, whatever it may be, society tells us we are inclusive, we are all equal. No, it's so good to say, but it's not real to do. Sorry for my honesty.
Absolutely. Sadly, is what you say, Hugo. It's very easy to talk, right? But it's hard to
Yes,
do. So,
because when you are not, sorry, when you are not in the other person's shoes, it's very, very, very easy to talk. It's very
absolutely.
easy to live. Yes.
It's very easy to live as well. You're right, absolutely. Um, Hugo, so you went into college and you studied psychology, correct?
Uh, Mainly, yes. I'm not hiding nothing because when I went to university, my first option and way of doing things was to get in management because I came from we call it the secundario. It's from the 10th to the 12th year of school.
Uh-huh.
I was in having classes, and my course was about, we call it here, serviços comerciais. And the next step was okay, going to management. I wouldn't thought about economy, even though I put it on the registration to get to the university. But my first option was management. Even though at the last year before university, I had a teacher, a psychology teacher, that turns me some lights and make me think, why not? But in those times, due to one situation with my mother, with her health, I had to make some choices. To make clear, I'm not blaming her for all of that because the
Right.
choice was mine. Because she passed what, and my father, of course, what they have passed when I was born, because it wasn't easy. Think about it, was 1979 when I was born, and the technology wasn't good enough, or it wasn't. It was what it was when I first get on surgery, and for those times, even though it was the best it could be done in those times.
Right.
But like I was saying, so I went to management. I have to admit, sometimes I didn't. Did the right things. I had some I have not good choices sometimes. I played, let's say, I didn't. I'm not gonna say I was playing a lot, but I could have better options in the time. So I get. I don't know how to say it, but uh, I was not, like I could say, not ready enough to the situation, or to the need of study I have to do.
Okay.
And in 2001, my health was again in a bad situation. I had a bone cancer in my left femur, and even though it was all that situation, uh, when sometimes people ask you, oh, do you remember where, when, or what you are doing when it was the 11, September 11th?
Yeah.
And I do remember very, very clearly. I was at my house seeing the second plane against the WTC, and I was at the phone, and the university was telling me that, because I run to psychology, it was going to open the course in the year 2001, 2002, and I was selected to go. But on the next day, I was going to Coimbra to do some clinical examinations to get on surgery. And my beginning on psychology was with my leg completely, I not say broken, but rebuilt, because it had to make some changes on her
Right.
due to surgery. It was a 8.5 hour surgery,
Wow.
but I survived. My doctor says I was sleeping, but even though I took up with two anesthesians, because one, it wasn't enough to support all the surgery. I have to learn how to walk again, and I think that all that process gave me not only the strength but also the mindset and the resilience, as you can call it, to see that psychology, maybe it was done for me or I was done for her. In this, uh, even though today I don't know what was each one it was, but and I make it. It was the 5 year time, no problems, no nothing. There was a situation, but I always try to forget it because it was a teacher's option. I think she tried to not making me go till the end, but believe it or not, I'm a survival, so I give it another turn, and it was done. And then go to the work market, because it is what it is. And then I was sending my curriculum to organizations. I was running from, we call it concursos. It's when opens a place or a vague for some people to do the job. I went to interviews, everything, but nothing came upon. So I went to, it was an option to get some money too. I gave some explanations, but not in psychology, but in philosophy. And it went well. And one day I was in Coimbra in my uh, with my doctor, and at the end, my phone, I received an unknown caller, and I'm not used to answer those calls, but it recalled again, and I remember my mother saying, "Answer it. It's at least you send the person to whatever place it is." And when I answered, it was Doutora Lourdes from the, we call here the Centro de Emprego, um, asking me if I was interested in an interview at my city hospital. Um, and I think about it, and I said, why not? The funny thing was, it was the end of March, and I went there the next day. And the funny thing, I was, that always stays with me all these years, is April 1st. It's the last day, but it was the first day I came to work in that place until now.
Wow.
So if you don't mind, I always say, looks like a lie, but it is very, very real.
Hugo, what an interesting story. What an interesting life.
Thank you.
Now you work at that hospital. Um, you do not have any sight at this time, correct?
No,
Correct.
zero site. Like I told you,
Right.
April the 18th, 2021. When I wake up, I knew it was over. Those days before, I've only seen few shadows, but I understood what happened on that morning.
And Hugo, now that you work at a hospital, you deal
Mhm.
with medical doctors, specialists, and all of that.
Yes.
What kind of challenges do you face every day and how do you overcome them, and how do you feel about walking those aisles and finding yourself in a big hospital you don't see, but you are
Uh,
an important piece of that hospital right now as a
I'm one
psychologist.
of the pieces of the puzzle. Let's play that way. Um, I have to tell you one thing because even though the people that knows me before when I at my site is that I have a great. I don't know how much longer it will be this way, but I have a great visual memory that
Oh.
helps me. But at the beginning, when I came back to the hospital, let's just make a little rewind. I stopped working March 1, 2021, and I only came back at work at September 28th that year. So it was almost 7 months, and of course in those days I didn't have this connection in my mind, but now I know that when you get a part of a place that you usually go, but you spend time not going there, you it's like you lose your memories. So I'm telling this because when I came back day after day, all the places, it was like a visual reconstruction in my mind, if I could say this way. uh, at at first it wasn't easy, and like I usually say, we have a problem. That is what you have: the walls, you have the corridors, you have doors, you have windows, you have all the stuff in the hospital, but you have a big factor that can changes everything for the good but also for the bad. That is the human factor. What do I mean with this? There are some kind people, there are some very helpful people, but there are also those people that they have. I think sometimes they didn't never saw a cane, or they don't know what a person with a cane is, so they stuck looking. I'm getting closer. They keep looking. I'm getting even closer, and they don't move away. They don't, or they are so distracted, they crush me literally. And the first thing they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't saw you." And I always say, "No, that's my excuse, sir. No, I have to deal this now from maybe 3, 4 almost years with humor, because at the beginning my will was to deal with them in a physical way. I know that this is not a good thing to say, but the pain I had, the pain, mentally talking, of course.
Right.
Uh, he, but now I think I know people don't deal well with the difference, with disabilities. They don't know how to do it, or they don't know how to approach us. They don't know how to talk with us. So, but then there's the worst option. Oh God, I never saw someone like this. Let's. I have to picture it in the mind, and while they are doing this, I'm coming closer and closer, like a monster, and they don't move. I don't know why. Though sometimes I ask people that deal with me, if the people that yes near me that work with me or I work with them closely, and I ask them, "Is my cane transparent?" And they say, "No, it's white." And I sometimes I say, "I don't believe you, because there are people that never saw it. They don't saw it." It's a strange manner to deal with this or to see the situation, but I prefer to see it this way than think about worst options. I think it's not for sorry my English, not there, it's not they are dumb, but I think they are not so smart, or a little bit smart. I don't know. It's a strange thing. It's a strange world.
Is strange, but it happens to me as well. It happens to many people in this
Yeah, I know.
strange planet.
Yeah. Do you know what it said? I usually say from Monday to Friday. Oh God, it's Wednesday, and I've been crushed, or I've been. against
Yeah,
3 or 4 people yet, and the week didn't over yet.
yeah. No, I know what you mean. Hugo, I have to say for our listeners, you have a very good sense of humor, and that matters a lot in life, whether you have or not a disability.
Oh
It's
yes,
very important. Yeah,
it's a very coping strategy. Talking about that, if you don't mind,
sure.
I was always like this, but when I lost my sight, I took. I mean, I stayed 2 months in total silence. I came back to my parents' house, and I have to make an option because they were getting crazy. Let's just say it that way, because they talked to me. I was muted. They asked me if I want this for it, if I want to go there, if whatever they asked me, and I was in total silence. And they start to get worried, very worried, with that. And I have to think about this. What do I want to do or not to do? What are my options? If I have options, if I want to have them. Because if I think now, almost 5 years passed, if I didn't make a choice, I think I would not be able to be here with you talking, honestly, because it was not a sad time. It was a deep, 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 make the deep you want, um, dark place I
Hmm.
was. I don't know how to call it. I don't know how to describe it, although it's dark. But I think no one knows what is to be in that place until it's there. There are no expressions. There are no feelings, no thoughts that can express what it is to be there. But one thing is for sure, it's not a good place at all. Not because even though you have people around you, it looks like you feel more lonely than you ever felt before in your lifetime.
I also understand that feeling, Hugo,
Hmm.
and I think our listeners do too. Now that we're talking about that, Hugo, what kept you going when you accepted that you were blind, period?
Hmm.
What kept you going? What keeps you going today? What are those critical people or things or what have you that keep you going?
At this moment, and making a connection with what I was saying,
Hmm.
I have to give an infinite thanks, of course, to my father and mother. In that time, I only had one nephew. Now I have you. I have a girl, a nephew girl. The oldest one is Eduardo. The youngest is Leonor. And they were the beginning of my light. I have my brother, my sister-in-law. Of course, I had my friends that stuck up with me. Sometimes hardly because I'm not an easy person to deal when to deal. I What do I mean with that? I'm very persistent, but in a way that sometimes people not understand as good as it could give. So, if I want to, an example, I don't know, but when I think I'm going to do this way, never mind what they told me. If for my reasoning is the right way to do it, I will do it. So, more, of course, the closest people of me in the work, um, even though the category in they work, because they were waiting for me. They told me that several billion times, and my patients, because when I didn't back to work, I called to my superiors and I said, I don't know if I'm going to back. If I want to back at work, I'm being honest with you. And I asked to so they can put all my patients with my colleagues. because there are, of course, not so severe patients, but there are people with great depression and some other problems
Right.
that needed to be in with someone to keep the work, the therapeutic work. And when I knew that my patients have been contacted, and of course they didn't tell them what was happening really. They said it was a healthy problem, nothing more. Of course, all of them say said that they will wait until I came back. But and that when I knew that, I it was uh, for one side a hard thing to hear because I didn't expect that. I'm telling you this for real. But from another point of view, that gave me the beginning of the strength that maybe I have a rule in this planet, and if they are, how can I say this? If they're dealing to wait for me, no matter what time it was, and they wait, that means something. That means I, in a short or a middle or a big way, I can make some the difference in their lives. I always say that we are doing a teamwork, but the responsibility is not. I'm not saying it's not mine, but the choice is that is in their side. So, like I was saying, that starts to give me the strength to look at myself and if you think yourself another way, not in a darker way, but thinking about uh, getting my mindset ready. And I have to say that I have some psychological appointments every week, almost during 3 4 months, and that also gave me the strategies, the mind setting, the beginning, the very 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 small beginning of this sense of humor. And then at September 28, when I was in my room at work, my room work, let's just call it that. When I first call the first person to deal with and to make therapy, it was a feeling that I needed, because when that person knocked on the door and I heard her voice, because it was a woman, uh, that gives me the meaning of a lifetime, because it is a purpose, it is a goal. It's doing it all again.
All right, Hugo, very, very interesting. So, my next question is, I read that you are writing your memoirs and you also write poetry. Can you tell us about those two things?
That's an easy, hard one. How do I begin? For the poetry, I think I was 9 or 10 years old when I first wrote very basic poetry. But I actually think it was a funny thing to do, to express feelings, thoughts in words, playing with them in a very basic way. And when I went to the fifth grade here in Portugal, after the elementary school, 1 or 2 years after, I was making a Portuguese text test in the classes, and the composition, the final question of our tests was to make a text about something. Usually, the teacher gave us an orientation, a theme, and then we develop it the way or they ask or the way we want it. and I don't remember quite well, but um, I don't know why. Even I could make I could made a text, but I usually occasionally I've made a poem, a meaning poem of what the teacher, it was a woman, wanted. And a few weeks after that, she came to me and told me that she sent my poem to a poetry contest.
Wow.
Yes, and at the age of 11, on a national point of view, I was second.
Huh?
I get what? Kind of, but how? And that, I think that was the trigger, so I can go on and on and on and on until today. I Nowadays, I, from a long time ago, I mean, um, I write poetry almost every day,
Hmm?
only if I'm very tired, or if I have no time to get the 1 to 3 minutes to do it. I only need that time usually. Um, and I think that's what it is. It's a way, but to tell you that from some years ago, I get to understand that with the writing, I can connect or feel that people can connect with the text, with the poems, with the stories, because I also evolved to another kind of writing, and I in a funny way I say I have a problem when I write. I many times I write in the first person, and I think that can gives to the people who read what I write a meaning of meaning. I'm not repeating the word, but it's what I think. And they sometimes say that to me in the comments or in private messages or personally, because my work, it's sometimes it's not an easy work. I, I hear some very sad and deep and how can I say it? Some things that people think that could never happen, but I deal with that anxiety, depression. With all due respect, are the easiest ones, but I also deal with couple problems with cancer, with the surgeries that didn't went well, some things, student problems, eating disorders, but I think the worst one almost equals with cancer is suicide, and I need to clean my head
Hmm.
so I can live my life with all due respect to my patients, and they know that. I Sometimes I tell them that because I don't see us as a number, because you're working with in an hospital, you have to produce your work, but people are people, not numbers, and they understand that we psychologists, or psychiatrists, or other healthy care people, we need to, how can I say this, leave the work at work. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes you have to make a strategic move or a strategic thing to say to yourself, okay, work is done for today, I came back tomorrow, but until that I will live my life. And I found that in writing, I can express. Sometimes people ask me, "But you seem so sad when you write some things." It's not about me. There are very few things that I write about. It's not from hiding or to hide myself from people, but it's a way that I can put on paper or at the tablet or on the PC, some things that sometimes are not deal sorry, it are not good to deal in my brain, in my mind, and I have to have that coping strategy so I can deal it. I have also another one that it's music, a very hard style of music, I should say, that I love. And sometimes some poems or some other kind of writing that I do, it's listening heavy metal.
Oh,
I
wow.
know it's strange. I know it's a
Yeah.
strange thing, yes, but I always say two things about that. It's my kicking boxing uh, for
Right.
the day,
Right.
and even though it gives me a lot of energy, it's my relaxing time. It's when I turn off. It's me, myself, and I. About the book,
Yeah.
it's not really a memories book.
Okay.
Or what I mean with that. I'm writing a book, and at that point, I have to say that my girlfriend played a good part on it because she told me, and she knows that I love to write. Um, I had she had by the way, she had this power, good power, that makes me see things sometimes in a way I didn't think about them or I didn't saw them coming. What I mean, um, she always told me, because I have two books already published. The first one is in 2014. 14. The other one was, I don't want to mistake you, but 2017 or 2018. I don't know, sometimes around that. And she one day asked me, "Why you're not going to the third one? Why not?" And I told her, "I don't think so. I put my poems, my writings on my first Facebook profile, and it's done." But then the coming 5 years of getting blind makes me think about it more deeply. And like I was telling you, it's not um, a total memories book. I don't want to do that because it's not that I don't mind to expose myself, but there are some things in my blindness process that I want to keep with me, because it's a theme that it's already clean in my mind, and going to that place could not be a good thing to do
Right.
to the mental health. To I have to sometimes I say that I have to have a good mindset. To I'm dealing with my blindness, I think, very well. I play with it, I joke with it, sometimes into a black humor sense of it. As you can see,
I see. I see.
seeing something like just like that. And my think, what I thought to this project, well, it's okay. I have this experience. What was the worst times? But what did I learn with it? And so I'm creating, not, as I told you, not a book of memories, but you can call it, I don't know, a fiction, a romance,
Right.
but a story that imagine a house, you're building a house. My experience with blindness is the basis, but all the rest, it's not real, didn't happen that way,
Mhm.
but it's a way to put on paper most of the things that I've learned, the times you need to understand sounds, the way things get into you, the way that people don't understand or you don't understand them, but even worse, you don't understand yourself. And so it's a work in progress. I already have, if I'm not mistaken, 22 chapters.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's about 240 pages
Mm.
right now. I'm thinking about making it to between 30 to 35 chapters, no more than that, not more than that. And I'm mixing, by the way, we are talking about this, if you don't mind, I'm mixing two kinds of writing that I do. What I mean with that, every chapter begins and ends with a poem. The first poem of the chapter, it's like an opening to that chapter. Then you have the story of that chapter, and the final poem of the chapter is like an epilogue of that chapter, or a reflection, or some kind of thought
Hmm.
about what happened on that chapter. Of course, there are going to be, and they already been done, three complete chapters of only poetry, one with the most darkest side. Uh, the second one, it's not so dark, but it's not already too bright. The third one, it's the brightest one, but and all on these three chapters, you have the more rationalist poetry side, but there's also an emotional side, and between all of that, love poems, reconstruction poems based on what it's like to be you or yourself as you mean it, again, or step by step. Then after those three chapters, there's one, I'm not going to say big chapter, but it's a different chapter of the book that is first a text with the most negative side of losing your sight, and the second text, it's what you learn, what's the meaning of, and how you deal with it, and how you rebuild yourself. And after that, the story keeps going. It's like how do I say this? It's like a pause. Those four chapters are like a pause between the story, and
Hmm.
then that means chapter one until chapter 14, I think it's a part of the story. And chapter 19, it's the coming back to the story until the end. The epilogue, it's going to be a poetic text, but not in a poem form, but a full text length,
Hmm. Hmm.
if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's
And
a poetry vision of a text that it's not a poem, but it's not a text, it's something between. It's a mix.
it's a mix, definitely. Um,
Yes.
when are you going to publish that?
It's a funny. Oh God! If I say this, I'm going to corrupt the surprise.
Oh, okay.
Me and my editor, he understands the the reasons why I chose the day I chose.
Right.
I can tell it because I have to. I'm going to do the presentation in at my work. I have already the authorization from the administration.
Oh,
They understood why I chose the day I chose. And if you rewind what we are talking, it's going to be in almost, if my math doesn't mistakes me, in about 6 months and 6 days.
wow.
That means September 28th to make the 5th anniversary when I came back.
Hmm. Very
It's the
meaningful. Yeah.
yes, it's to make you can call it the this. I'm going to close the circle.
Hmm.
It's the way I found to deal with it.
Hugo, I have two last questions. One is, how did
Mhm.
you meet your girlfriend? Is she Portuguese?
Yes, she is Portuguese, but we have a geographic problem.
Oh,
I'm living in the middle of Portugal, in Covilhã, near Serra da Estrela, and she's from Algarve. That means 575 kilometers between us.
Oh,
It's a short distance if you think about it.
right.
You snap your fingers. Oh God, it's not. But to answer your question, it was in a very funny or not so funny way. I don't know, but it was unpredictable because I have, as I told you, I love heavy metal and heavy music.
Yeah.
And in 2023, there was this German band called Rammstein.
Oh, the famous Rammstein. Yes.
Oh yes, those guys. And they came after long years of not coming to Portugal. It was my first time, 2023. 2 days before my birthday, guess what? They came to. For me, it was a great honor to receive them on my football team stadium, Estádio da Luz, from
Oh,
Benfica. Oh
oh,
yes,
Benfica. Oh,
yes, indeed. And they have this project by Paul Landers that allows people or with low vision or completely blind to before the concert have I now I forgot the word, um, this guided trip, let's just say it this way,
mm.
to all the stuff they are putting over the concert in the stage.
Oh,
Yes. I can tell you that in Spain, French, Italy, from what I learned in that time, on all those countries, lots of people go to this opportunity,
right.
between 15 to 30, 35 people.
Okay.
In Portugal, I was the only one.
Really?
Really, that gave me the pleasure to have a visit during almost half an hour, because on those other countries there was so that those people I told
Right, right.
they have to break in two groups,
Oh,
10 minutes each group. Okay. I went to the concert with my partner in crime, that it's my brother who inscribes me, and it was a very great experience because Paul and all the production um, put me to touch, literally I touch the pieces that they use in the stage. uh, I don't know if you know Rammstein music, for
yes, I
example.
do. I do.
Okay, do you know the music Mein Teil?
I might.
When Till, between commas, cooks flag in a great um, cooking, and I touch that piece. And
Oh,
the objective was, they don't tell me what songs were, but by touching, I they asked me if I know what it was and for what music it was. It was,
wow.
and Paul Anders gets very surprised because I knew not only the song but all the details behind the song, the video, and all of that.
Hmm.
This for to tell you that this almost at the end of the visit, I took a production member took a picture of me and Paul Anders, and he was passing me a flame, those things they use to with the hands to do flames.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
and that picture I posted on the Portuguese official Portuguese Rammstein fan club. But before that, at the end, almost at the end of the visit, there was this group of two girls playing Rammstein music at the piano. They called Abelard. And when they were playing, me, my brother, Paul Landers, and one member of the crew, we go up at stage. And on that moment, uh, now I know who she is. Inez is how she's called. Was it some members of her family on the chairs, and on the moment we are at stage, it she looked at that stage and told to her sister, "Oh God, look, there's some production people finishing some things." If she knows it was me, I don't think she would look to the stage that moment. But okay, just so joking. Like I told you, I posted that picture at the Ramstein Portuguese Club fan. Lots of people reacted because I put a text to explain why that picture.
Right.
And one of the people, it was her. And I can tell you, even though almost 3 years have been passed, I don't know how to explain to you. She didn't know or doesn't know how to explain it too. But she was the only person and the only comment that I not only, sorry, I answered all the comments, but on her comment, I sent her a private message thanking thanking her for the message the comment he put. And the funny thing is, I sent her a friend request, but I thought, this is nothing. She's not going to take it serious. So okay, this was on June 27th, or that means one day after the concert. 2 days after that, we start talking. So I met a girl thanks to Rammstein.
Incredible.
It's a yes, and 1 year later, after that, we start our engagement.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So when are you getting married?
Uh, Stay calm, please.
Okay.
Stay calm. One step at a time.
You're funny, Hugo. You're funny.
I need to. But I have to say one thing, if you don't mind, that she's very different from me because I'm very explosive in a good way.
Yeah.
Very um, uh, talkative,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she's very calm. Very, I normally say that she doesn't talk too much, but when she talks, it's done. It's that she and she deals with my blindness in a way. I can tell you that for example, when she comes here or when I go there, because I just went there sometimes too.
Okay.
This Easter, I'm going to pass with her there in Algarve.
Mhm.
And for example, when I'm with her at the street, when we I I'm not saying I forgot that I'm blind, but it's a funny feeling when I put my cane a very moment aside, and I get that feeling of freedom just walking with her hand in hand with no cane. It's undescribable.
Wow.
She gave me that safety, that security. I don't know, that peace, that
Yeah. 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 I
yes,
understand.
yes, yes.
Hugo, it's been fascinating talking to you. Um, I'm gonna
Thank you.
my last question is two things. One, what are your final thoughts? And lastly, how can people get in touch with you if they wanna become friends with you and maybe go to a Rammstein concert? You never know.
No, no, sorry. A Rammstein concert only with Inês.
Oh, that's a
No,
good
because
point.
no, it's an easy explanation. We have to thank them for joining us because I never imagined I met her, and she can say that too. But because if it wasn't for them and their music, by the way, she's very calm, but she loves Rammstein. Hmm?
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes, but no, I'm talking in a funny way, but very serious because we don't know, and because of the news, if they are coming back, if they put out
That's
a
a
new
good
record.
point. Yes.
Yeah, I think they should. but I'm a suspect of wanting that. But we need them to come back, even if it's just for thank you guys for joining us, even though you don't know us, but we are thankful for the June 26th, 2023, 2023. Sorry. It's the nerves. It's the nerves. About what you asked me, I don't know if you want me to talk a little bit about technology in my life, if that makes sense to you, because it plays a very important role.
Yes,
Um,
yes, please do.
I can combine those things, if you don't mind.
Sure, do
Okay,
please.
thank you. My final thoughts. Like I put in the book, and I'm not giving a spoiler. It's that's a thing that's on the book that came from me really. At first, I saw blindness as a dark place, as a silent place, a very silent, strange, bad place. But step by step, I had to see silence and all those dark places in blindness like a reborn, like a new beginning, a reconstruction, because I choose to do that. I I, I know that blindness it's a very personal situation. You don't have two blind persons that have the 100% equal experience. It's that it doesn't exist. I don't think that exists because um, for example, when I start using voiceover on the iPhone that I had on those times, when it was activated, the voice talks at 50%, and my mind firstly thought, when I'm going to get on at 100%. Well, I can tell you, I'm at reading books at 100% almost 2.5 years
Wow.
because it's a hearing training. Uh, I hope you don't get mad with what I'm going to say. Imagine Cristiano Ronaldo or, for example, Leo Messi.
Yeah.
They scored the goals they have already scored, but there's one thing they do every day. They train, and keep training. And if I don't train some things in my daily life, I'm not going to say that I lose the ability to do them, but the time that I need to spend to do them again, it's like I'm losing time because I have to restart again. So uh, when I lost my sight, I know this can be strange to say. The first two things I get panic, it was I'm not going to read anymore and I'm not going to be able to write anymore. And I'm talking about handwriting. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes. And on March, April 2022, I make a proposition to myself, and it was to let's see how many books on the iPad I can read, but with no goals, not putting stress over me. And I can tell you that that was the first year that I came back to reading. It was 32 books, not with a goal. And I look at that and I said, funny thing, and I keep going. I can tell you that today I'm at my 24th book of 2026.
Incredible.
Very yes. By saying this, I came back another band that is very soft or not, Iron Maiden. They have that book of the fifth anniversary. It's a masterpiece, and I thought at that book and I said I not only have to have the physical book because I think it's not available on digital edition, and I have some apps on my phone and on my iPhone and my iPad that not only help me, for example, to see or to understand what's in a picture, and I'm talking, for example, the Seeing AI app, but there are also some other ones, or the Vision AI. The first one is a free one, but the second one it's a paid one, and it's a little bit expensive, but the price you pay for a lifetime, it's about, when I paid, I think 69 euros, something like that. But the possibilities you get with that app, I think the price it's well paid. It's my opinion. And it with that app, the Vision AI, I touch a book again after all this time, and I read it. It's not like reading before, but that app, imagine, for example, the guitars that Iron Maiden uses. The app reads me the text, and when it's a picture, it tells me not only the model of the guitar, the color of the guitar, how many strings it has, all those things. For me, it's almost like seeing the guitar. I
Wow.
usually say it's not seeing like seeing,
Right.
but from people like us, I think it's better than nothing. Okay. At work, at home, in the computer, I use the screen reader NVDA. It's very useful. Like I told you, at when we were talking before the
Mhm.
interview, I use, of course, voiceover on the iPad and on the
iPhone.
iPhone.
Right.
Yes, it's a very helpful thing. I think on that way, Apple is far, far, far behind. Not behind. What I'm saying, it's far beyond
Right.
the.
Right. Right. Right.
Android is getting there, but it takes a few steps. Windows, very far away.
Mhm.
Yes, I think NVDA, because the narrator on Windows, it's being a decent people, I would say it's very bad, very bad. It's my opinion, but I try it and it's bad, really bad. Um, Now I think almost 5 years passed after I lose my sight, and I know it's a mind stole phrase, but when I look back, I see what I was in the beginning and what I am now. And I think getting back at work, it was the best decision I've made, because I have the pleasure to be useful to other people, but at the same time useful to myself. Because if things get to the right point in therapy, I think for me it's also not only a pleasure, but the idea of, okay, I've done something to this person, but the principal change, the principal options, it was that person who made it, because it's not to not be implicated in the process, but I used to tell them that it's their lives. When they leave the office, their lives are going to continue. The things they do, the things they say, but sometimes, most importantly, the things they don't do and they don't say can make the differences between good and bad therapy evolution. Um, and one final thought, that's one thing I learned from blindness is you can have your family, your friends, your coworkers, everyone around you leading you to the right place. But there's one thing that none of them can do. It's what you can do or not do for yourself. The way you deal with blindness, the coping strategies you use or you don't use, the rage you don't silent inside yourself. for example, the good things that happen, and you use it to see that you still can do things. But if you don't look at that the right way, no one will do it for you. No one.
Great point, Hugo. We're running out of time, so I just want to say thank you so much
Thank you
um,
too.
for everything. And for our listeners, I just want to say that it was a very powerful interview. Hugo is a great person, and he has a lot to say, which is wonderful. So this is Alvaro from All Abilities Network podcast saying good night.